think or to not think about your desire? How can you be deliberate without noticing that what you want isn't here yet? How can you go about being deliberate so that you're not introducing resistance? How can you truly create the reality that you want to live in? Well, you already did all the creation. All the creation has already been done. Your desire is complete. It's already vibrationally 99% done. So now, if you do a process, whatever your work is, if you really do have any work, your only work is to now become a vibrational match to it. So when you identify your desire and you state clearly what you know about your desire and what you want about it, and then you start to focus on it and build this vibrational connection, this emotional connection, so that you know how it feels. You know that it feels, that it doesn't feel sad. It doesn't feel like absence. It feels sure. It feels fun. It feels exciting. It feels like who you are. It feels like wholeness. So you can emotionally identify it while you can't know all the details. But all the details are in the vortex. They're all being carried for you and managed by your inner being. So your inner being knows everything and knows how to get you everything that you want to, everywhere you want to go, considering where you are right now. It knows all of this. So when we're talking about deliberate creation, then we're talking about deliberate readiness, getting your vibrational readiness, preparing your vibrational atmosphere for the reception of your desire, for the reception of the impulse that will take you to the desire, for the reception of the path. And so many of you are doing so well at that because you get it. The better you feel, the more you care about how you feel, the better you get at preparing your vibrational atmosphere to receive what you want. And so you're on this path, and a lot of the times what comes first is your desires will come in the form of clarity. They will come in the form of knowing. You'll just know. And as a deliberate creator, as someone who understands the laws of the universe, the emotion has to be enough for you. When you're a dreamer, and we love dreamers, for the people who are, masters in your planet, who not only have the fame and the fortune, but also the happiness, they're the ones who are really good at being dreamers. When people told them to go in the opposite direction of what they were dreaming, they just understood their dream to be so real because they could feel it. And so that's how we want your desires to feel like. We want you to find the pure desire of your desire. You see, this question of should I think about my desire or should I not think about my desire, it really comes down to, well, what receiving mode are you under when you're thinking about your desire? Are you thinking about your desire because it's not here yet and you need it to come faster? So you're under the influence of need. You're in the receiving mode of need and the absence. Or do you accept that there's an eternal path and that you will always be in a space where you're not going to have what you want, and yet you're always going to have to find the frequency of what you want to enjoy it? Meaning you're not trying to create it, you're just trying to enjoy your desire. Well, you're under that circumstance, you're under this receiving mode of joy and fun and exhilaration and dreaming and enjoying where you are right now and being satisfied with where you are. You're under the influence of satisfaction. So under those circumstances, you can think about your desire. And we've been talking about satisfaction as being like a jumping off the springboard from which once you launch off of, you can start to, amp the energy up, amp the speed up, and really start talking about what you want. Just because it's fun. No, not because we're trying to create anything, just because it's fun. And so everything is always working out for you. That's just a rule. That's just a hardened rule. And the more you get at this creation thing, the more you just understand that everything is truly working out for you. And you just have to accept that everything's working out for you, even if what you want is not here yet. Because when you're a dreamer, you have what you have in your mind, the image of what you want. But when reality doesn't reflect that, and it's been maybe like a week or 2 weeks, then you start to get really freaked out. But real deliberation is, and the real advancement of this knowledge is, how often can you stay out of that freak out mode and more into the pure desire, more into the knowing that, you know what, it's just all working out for me, and I can't see it yet, but in the once I get there, once it will all be clear, kind of like hindsight, but not really in that looking back sort of energy, but in the energy of like, okay, I understood why this had to happen for this. It's all one big creation. It's all one big adventure, and it all leads to where I want to go. Your desires are inevitable. They just are inevitable because you put them in the vortex. It truly is in the vortex, and it's already there for you. So how are you going to get in there? How are you going to get in the vortex and be able to translate the desire of the vibration of all of your desires? And the answer really is, you're kind of already doing that, which is really interesting. This is what's really interesting about law of attraction and deliberate creator, is that if you're a dreamer, then you already understand all this, but you have to there's a little bit of the piece, and it's really not that big of a piece, which is you just need to be satisfied more often. You need to advance or give more airtime to the satisfaction, because reality is really interesting. Because reality, you just have resistance in the mix, and this is the nicest way of saying it. You just have resistance in the mix, but you can't let the resistance be a factor. You can't let the fact that what you want, you can't look for external circumstances. You can't look for validation outside to tell you what type of creator you are. You just are the best creator ever. a lot of the times, you know, you have these desires that you want because there's a little bit of revenge in it. You're like, okay, when I have this, people are going to know law of attraction is real, and they're going to look at me as the creator that I am, as worthy, as talented. And that's kind of why you're stuck in that phase. We don't want you to stay in revenge. We want you to realize that you already are an amazing creator, and that even if there's no evidence to prove it to anyone, you still are an amazing creator. So the thing is, we also think it's great to prove it to yourself that all this exists. But what influence are you under in that circumstance? Usually it's one of, you know, not feeling worthy and wanting to prove to everyone that you're worthy. But you have to really start from that self-worthiness of like, everything is just working out for me, and everything will continue to work out for me, and I already am a powerful creator. Whether or not I get what I want today or tomorrow, it's powerful. I am powerful. And dreaming is so interesting because everyone is so good at daydreaming. Everyone is so good at daydreaming, but no one really knows what reality is, because we see reality as this concrete place that we all agree to, but not everyone agrees to reality. Reality truly is a translation of vibration, and translation of vibration is so interesting. It truly is, because it's all what you want it to be. It's all what you're telling yourself it is right now. And what that means is it's all what you're focusing on right now. So when you say you want something, right, and then you understand, I don't really need it, I just want it, I want to think about it for the hell of it, I want to think about it because it's fun. Well, that's the thing. When you're in that, when that's the stance that you're taking, it's because you're a genius. You understand you understand that you found the pure desire, you found the frequency of that, you found the vibrational unconditional frequency of that desire, and you just want to live in it. You just want to live in it. You want to think about it. It's like you want to pet it, you want to enjoy it, you want to decorate it, you just want to enjoy it. And when under those circumstances, and you found the pure desire, and what you want is so fast and coming under those circumstances, but it's really that piece that you just don't want to be upset with reality right now, because what you want isn't here, because you have a dream of it in your mind, but reality hasn't caught up to it yet. But you have to keep remembering, and people will call it delusional, but we're not. It's not really delusional if you understand that you're creating a reality. Someone who will tell you you're delusional doesn't really. They think that they have to answer to someone. They think that they have to plead a really big case. But someone who's a creator understands that no, it's really all about what I'm translating. It's about my ability to translate the reality that I have already put in the vibrational escrow for myself. So yeah, when I am dreaming, I actually am translating a reality that's in a really early stage, but it's still a reality. So I'm gonna enjoy dreaming, because when you really understand that you're the powerful creator that you are right now, and that you always were, and that you really had all the answers. This is the thing, is that even if you never understood the law of attraction, you watching the video, you literally would have gotten everything that you want. You would have gotten the fame and the fortune, because naturally, if you know that feeling good is who you are, and you gravitate towards things that feel good, and you don't judge people, you just want to feel good. You almost, not like you pity people, but you want to expect the best out of them, because you feel good. And you want to be positive, and you just know things are going to work out for you, and you're just optimistic. If you're optimistic, you're pretty much already there. And it's really that piece. That's a really big piece, though. It's a piece that many forego, because when they don't see what they want, they really start to judge their ability as a creator. What we're saying is that if you already have that down pat, if you already know that you're powerful creators, because you came into this body, you put yourself here, then now when you want isn't here yet, you can step back and be like, well, it's all working out for me. I just can't see it yet, but it's all working out for me, and I'm gonna go and dream in my reality right now. So how can we talk about our desires? How can we talk about what we want? Because all you have to do, what was really interesting is that all you have to do is just be in vibrational alignment with your desire. That's it. That's all you need to do. And what does that look like? What does it look like to be in vibrational harmony with your desire? It means to, in vibrational harmony with your desire, literally means to create the image in your mind and enjoy talking about it. So for example, to really derive so much joy and get so much joy out of the image that you almost don't even care whether it comes or not, because you're not under need. You're just enjoying the image in your mind. So it's like, it's like saying, like, I just can't wait to be rich. I can't wait to be rich, and I can't wait to be famous, because it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun for people to know me as an uplifter, and people to, search for me on the, all over the internet, just to enjoy that. And for me to enjoy all of the love that everyone gives to me, because it's so co-creative, and we all really we all are in this together, and we all bounce off of each other. And it's so fun to have co-creators around me, and it's just so delicious. And you see how you just feel good in that image. It just feels good. But that's it. That's the thing, is that's it. If that's how you're talking about your desire, it has to come. But if it's not coming yet, then you get doubtful. Then you get worried. Then you get, well, am I really doing this properly? And we're saying is that, like, think about it. The more that you do that, the more that you stop where you are and take score of the reality that you're looking at right now, you start to develop that as a habit, and it just starts to come. Law of attraction is just it always makes sense. It's always, it's always straight fair across the board. It's always true. There's nothing contrary to it. So if you're continually living things that you don't want to live, it's because you have a vibration about it that's active right now in this moment. It's your point of attraction. And so instead of trying to, it's like, instead of trying to be here and try to battle with all your resistance, just say, wouldn't it be nice if, like, since I can have whatever I want, what do I choose? Really choose image in your mind and live there. But what we're saying is that the universe doesn't know the difference between what you're vibrating because of what you're looking at, or what you're vibrating because of what you're seeing in your mind. You see, everyone makes a big deal out of law of attraction. Everyone makes a big deal out of everything, but it's really so easy because what you want is already done. It's already real. So we're not trying to convince you that what you want is real. We're trying to convince you that it's so real that any worry that you could have, you can chill out on that, because what you want is real. It's just you can't see it right now. But the more you can't see it right now and you start to doubt it, that's the thing, is that because you can't see it, does that make you doubt it? Or does it make you just be like, well, I must have resistance, but I'm still gonna get it? Do you doubt it, or do you still understand that your desires are inevitable? It's like, are you worried, or are you in alignment with your desire? You can't be both. That's what we're saying, is that you can't be both. And how your reality is faring out, it tells you the balance. It tells you what you're giving most of your time to. So if what you want isn't coming yet, this is what's interesting, is that if what you want isn't coming yet, it's because you probably don't really want it, and your inner being knows that, like, oh, like, that really wouldn't fit with everything else. Or number two is you just have a vibration about it that's blocking you from it, or that's not allowing you to realize it right now. And usually that's it. You just have resistance because you know what you want. You've lived this life, and maybe there is some tweaking that your inner being is doing all for you, but for the most part, you know what you want. And so it's really just about stepping into that pure desire and creating that image and just talking about your desire because you love it. And so most of the times you're there because you already understand this. This is interesting. What's interesting is that we're explaining to you something that you understand at a very fundamental level. So how is this something that really can, like, what's the piece that we can take to the bank? What's the piece that we can really implore and depend on and truly see results with? And this is what's interesting about this conversation, is this conversation about speed and getting there faster, is that we can't tell you how to get there faster, because any conversation, any question about speed is about dissatisfaction, and things we want will soothe that dissatisfaction first, because we know the way you want, you don't really want. This is what's interesting, is that you don't really want the fast path there, because if you got there really fast, it's like you wouldn't know. It's like if you were to win the lottery right now, maybe you have a lease of money, maybe you'd be guarded about the money, it would all leave the next day. So your inner being really knows what you want, and your inner being is creating this path for you. And not only is it creating this path for you, it's living on the path that's already been created as a result of what you want, because you've told the universe what you want, and the universe knows so clearly. And any work that you do is just for fun. You're just enjoying yourself. So think about your desires, and because for the most part you want to think about your desires. It's so interesting because yes, we say go general, be specific, go general, just go general and just remember who you are, and do things that make you feel good, and find that replenishment mode journal, do things that make you feel good, and find that resonance of source within you. But other times we're like, oh no, but you want to think of your desires, and it's really both, because you're truly non-physical energy and human. But we understand that you can't drive fast if there are a lot of trees, but we first have to teach you that you have control over your thoughts, and you have to know when it's time to speed up and when it's time to slow down. But when it's time to speed up, we're telling you speed up, enjoy your desires. And we basically talked about how today, don't worry about how you're gonna get there, because it's not your job. We get, it's hard to believe that if I just create an image in my mind and it's pretty and I like it, but that's all I have to do. But we're saying that's all you have to do, because the universe will do the rest. You just have to be in vibrational harmony with your desire, and what people call delusional, we call a focus. You need to be focused, because reality will always, if you're looking at reality to validate you, if you're looking at reality to tell you what type of channel you have or tell you what type of bank account you have, then you get upset because reality is not reflecting that. It just goes to show what type of habits of belief and what your true understanding of everything is. And we're not even, and that's not really a diss. It's really a piece of clarity. You're a powerful creator, and what you want is always going to be in the pipeline of creation, and you are eternal. You just are eternal, and you never came here thinking that what is was going to validate you and tell you what type of creator you were, because when you came into this body, you already knew you were that creator. You already knew that, because it's who you were, and it's who you still are. When we look at you, we see everything that you are, and it's time for you to see the same. And reality is just cute. Reality is just like, it's just like fun. It's just the fun of everything coming together for you. But the joy that you get in all of this is, of course, the manifestations, but being where you are right now and enjoying the dream of the desire, the pure desire, that's not laced with neediness. That's not laced with, franticness or worrisome thoughts. It's only laced with pure desire. It's laced with interesting thoughts and interesting facts about it, and just fun. You want to live in it. You see, when you have a desire that you want to live in and you just want to be in and you just want to think about all the time, it's really because it's ready to pop, one, and because you're so close to it that it's going to pop any second. And number three is because you found your average frequency about that thought is one of belief. So obviously, so you're good. That's a good sign, because now it's gradually going to come into your experience. And as the pieces come and as you get led on the path, you're going to recognize everything. Here's the thing, is that what you want's already done, and you just got to recognize it. You got to realize it now, and you're on a steady path.